Alright guys, so this video is about to be about all the headaches and things that are the exact reason why I will never get into full-fledged production with screen printing. I don't mind getting into screen printing again to do some tutorials on like a menu and all of that stuff, but I do not want to be in production mode and different things like that because I just don't want to deal with those headaches that consume a day, 2 days, 3 days, and yeah, so this is what you guys are about to watch. I'm here with my man Shawn from SC Shirts and Hoodies. You guys are gonna hear this story right after the intro. Alright man, so I came in yesterday, we knocked out some DTG shirts, I got my own little tutorial on how to run the Omni print machines, and then we had to wait for the shirts to come in. Shirts came in, we counted them, started to line the screens up, and it was just disaster after disaster. But from my understanding, Shawn's boy was working on this job for 2 days before that. He was having problems, burning screens?
Yeah.
Alright, so when you get into screen printing, the hardest part about screen printing is burning screens. Like, getting that process down. I don't care how long you've been doing it, not doing it. Sometimes when you're teaching, when you're learning, going through the process, it's days where you just walk into the shop, you try to burn the screen, and it just does not go right for whatever reason. It washes out. Even if you got the process down, sometimes you just run into some problems. And if there's somebody out here who never run into these problems ever, well, I think they're an anomaly. Well, at least with everything that I know, I've always had problems burning screens. Even when I thought I had the process down, do it this way, something will happen where you wash it out and it goes out of the screen. So that is like the step one. That is what I think is the hardest part. And that's why I love having a system. Make sure you get a complete system from some company that you can have a starting point instead of doing these floodlights, which I never had success with. You can have success. I just never had no success with them. That's why I like the kit, like the merch maker and stuff like that, because it makes it a really simple process. And to me, it's worth the money. Those guys are working on bringing their equipment back. Hopefully, I can get in touch with them again and we can figure out if this thing will work. I know they had a problem with the volume, but burning screens was the issue at first. So then we had films. That was the first problem, right? The films. We lined all the screens up. The films are like an inch, like a half inch off.
No, they were too far down.
Too far down. So then we like, okay, fine. You know what? We're gonna move this screen up and move the rest of them. No, we moved the main screen, the underbase down, and we're gonna move the rest up. And then one of them was still off, so we had to burn another underbase. We printing the film. We was printing the film. We print the film out, and
we didn't even get the film printed out because the printer.
No, that's what I'm saying. We go to print the film out, and the film printer runs out of black ink. He fills it with ink, and it's no longer printing. So then he turns the film, the screen, the cartridge upside down, and starts pumping ink in the backside, right? Like we like reverse osmosis. He said, like we're gonna reverse osmosis the ink back in, and it worked, right? Put the cartridge back in, film comes out beautiful, and then we had the wrong film.
Yeah.
We had the wrong film. The registration marks were slightly off, so then we had to do another one. Boom, we get that right, burn the screen, we get it lined up, and now it's just been like these little knickknacks of pieces just not getting it quite right registered. We working with the knobs, and what else? I feel like something else went wrong, right? I think they had 6 shirts wrong. They had 6 extra smalls and a stack with smalls. Luckily, he had smalls on hand, so he could just swap them out. And it was like a count error. So in the midst of the pile of smalls that might have been 24 shirts, there were 6 extra smalls, so the count was off. Man, it's just been like trials and tribulations, but everything that could possibly go wrong in the job seems to have gone wrong in this job. Everything except for burning the screen completely upside down, like where it's reversed, where you're looking at it, and then it will print in the opposite direction. That's one of the things that happens from time to time. You think you got everything worked out, but literally, this is like the test of times and things that go into this process. But ultimately, it's about persevering, like figuring out flip the ink cartridge over and pumping with ink.
Even when we did get it, like it was good enough. Most shops would have printed it like, run it, get it out the door. But you know, you can't build, your brand. You can't build your company off of oh, just get it out the door.
Yep.
You have to have quality. That's what I strive myself on. And if it ain't perfect, it ain't going out the door. So it doesn't matter if it takes me 4 days to line up this job. If it ain't perfect, it's just that I ain't selling it.
Literally.
Because you want the repetitive customer. You don't want the same, like you could hit somebody upside their head for, a couple $1,000s and they might go for it once. They ain't gonna go for it twice because then they're gonna start going to other people. You want the people that are gonna keep coming back and give you the repetitive business. That's how you grow.
Right.
So,
And one of the things I like about you, man, you're not one of those cheap printers, right? Like you focus on the quality and the effort of work. And where I come from on the East Coast, it's all about volume and who got the cheapest price. When I went to Cali, it was like a breath of fresh air because I was like an anomaly. I didn't have the lowest price around. I wasn't trying to have the lowest price around. I'd much rather have less work, make more money, and spend less time doing it. And then I went to the West Coast, and it was like the shops were completely different. They're focused on the quality and print for brands and stuff like that. And a lot of these printers out here be like, well, I can do a 3-color front, 3-color back, and I'll do it for $7 or $6 or $8. Like, why would you want to sell yourself short? I mean, if that's your market, that's your market. But you got to learn to understand that the price is the price, and the price is what people are willing to pay. And yeah, you can get a lot of business where you might run 100 shirts at $5 or $6 a pop.
But it's not worth it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if that's your business model, that's your business model. But that's not the only way to make money. You can definitely have a higher profit margin. Focus on the quality of work. What's this? A 4-color back,
4-color back,
1-color front, 650 pieces. These people would probably price this job at like $8 because it's so high, or maybe $7 because it's so high. But here we got a person, not going to go into the numbers, but it's well above that, and this is a repeat customer, am I correct? It's a repeat customer that's coming back because of the quality of the work and the effort, and obviously the market, the demographics are going to make the difference as well. And I believe this was like part of like maybe a school fundraiser or stuff like that. So this is all a part of the business that you just got to find your lane. I really suggest people have multiple price sheets.
Well, with higher prices, you ain't going to appease to everybody.
True.
Right? Some people they don't mind paying the price because they know what they're getting. You know what I mean? But some people, like, if you're striving for quality and you're putting in the time, the effort, and the work, like, obviously you want to charge a higher price because it takes you longer. Your work is better.
Right.
So you should be charging a better price. I mean, if you're just, pumping them out, who cares how they look, get them out the door, then, like, I've actually been to a couple shops here locally that have a bunch of these autos in them. And one shop was like, all we do is strive on quality. We just go for higher shirt orders. Like, we don't touch nothing less than 30,000 shirts. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy. That was mind blowing to me to see somebody that touch anything less than 30,000 shirts. That's crazy. Like, I've never even had a 30. I would go crazy for 30,000 shirts.
It's going to come, man.
But I went to another company, and he's like, you know what? Like, I was looking at it, and I was like, it's okay, but for an auto, it should be a lot better quality. But he was like, you're looking at it like the quality ain't that good. And I was like, I wouldn't sell that, you know what I mean? But he was like, but that's the thing. I don't strive for quality. I strive for price.
Price and speed, right?
We don't have the best quality. Could we get we could tweak some things and make it better. But at the end of the day, the price they're paying and what I offer clients, the speed and the price, they're happy with. And you're going to have people like that. They just want super cheap stuff super fast, but that's not how it works.
Yeah, because we had to line this joint up and just ran it, right? Like, they're paying a premium price, so we're going to make sure it's perfect and stuff like that. And that's the thing, right? What I find is that the customers that come in looking for that bottom dollar price, they are always the ones never satisfied, right? The people, and they taking forever to pay you or whatever. Like, then they want to, you tell them, okay, it's going to be a 2-week turnaround. Okay, great, I want it. Then they're like, well, we need a deposit. And then wait a week for the deposit, but they still expect it on the same exact day and stuff.
Or you'll have these clients come in that'll say, all right, I want 3 DTG locations. I want embroider here. Don't even screen print my tag, embroider the tag. All right, so here's the price. And then they're like, well, the dude down here, bro, you got to go to that dude down there.
Go ahead down there.
Over here, you're getting, I got overhead. You're getting charged for everything that I do. But, with better quality shops that strive for quality, you're going to get a better product. You get what you pay for, in essence. If you want something cheap, there's plenty of companies out there that are going to give it to you for cheap, but don't expect, you
retail
can't,
quality work.
You see what I'm saying? You can't be a low budget dancer on a Cardi B budget. You know what I'm saying? It don't work. You know what I mean? So.
The other way around. You can't want Cardi B work on the low end.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. You know what I mean? Bad analogy, but you get the point. Like I can't. You can't be cheap in some things. Like if you're building a brand, I would recommend go for quality, because if you want, you can't sell
customers, man.
You can't sell premium shirts at $100 a shirt if the shirt's only worth $10. The same Versace shirt that people are buying probably only costs $2, but you're paying for the name.
Yep.
So if you're building a brand, you want to build your brand around quality. If you're building just a quick, easy brand and you don't really care about it, then why start, in my opinion.
But at the end of the day, man, I want you guys to understand, you go what works for you, man. If that's your customer base, schools, and bidding on jobs and being the lowest guy in your area, that's perfectly fine, but that's not the only way to eat. And I can tell you from everybody that I spoke to in this industry, I walked in the shop with 13 automatics and I was completely blown back, but I'm understanding that they're working on very, very low margins and they're just trying to pump out the volume. And I'm like, well, darn, he's like, well, they're not really making a lot of money per shirt. I'm like, darn, that makes no sense. But on the other hand, when you talk to these shop owners who are focused on quality and they provide a premium service to people, they just seem way more happy, a lot more relaxed, and just the quality of life. You can tell the difference coming in this shop versus some of the other shops that are messy and stuff is everywhere and they're just pumping out volume and stuff like that. You can definitely tell the difference, man. So right now we got struggles with this job lined up. I'm probably not even going to get to see the job get finished. We spent literally 5 or 6 hours yesterday. I'm gonna send you the invoice for my time, man. Trying to get it lined up, man. It was by 12:30. Yeah, about 12:30 or so, we called it quits. Went back to the hotel, and I got actually energized by this, man, because it took me back to a place where, this is the stuff that you gotta love, the part of the business, because if you can get through this, man, them good times is great, but you get through these headaches, man.
Like we were talking about on IG last night, this is what overnight success is. You know what I mean? People see that I built this in a relatively short amount of time.
Yep.
You know
2
what
years.
I mean? Probably it's been less than 2 years. No, it's about 2 years. No, in May will be 2 years. So in 2 years of time to build this to what it is, and honestly, this is just my side hustle still. I still work on the oil rig site. They could call me right now, give me a 4-hour window, and I gotta go. You know what I mean? So this is still my side hustle, but it just goes to show, if you put your all into something, it's gonna grow. So I'm relatively new to this, but
enjoy the grind, man. You can take it in any direction you want to go. We got a lot of content coming for you guys about all types of stuff in the shop. I'm trying to get one more embroidery video out of this whole trip before I got to catch my plane. But I'll definitely be back, man. Next time, they better have some better food for me because I ain't feeling too good. But I hope you guys enjoy this little video, man. My man Shawn from SE Shirts and Hoodie. This has been your boy Stamp X and T-Shirt Side Hustle. Peace.